Douglas Quinn, Executive Director of the American Policyholder Association. We're a nonprofit watchdog group that tracks and reports criminal fraud perpetrated by insurance companies, as well as the engineers and third-party administrators they hire. I am also a victim of Superstorm Sandy, where I experienced engineering fraud like so many others. With me today is my daughter, Megan, who had the last years of her childhood turned into chaos. Despite having $250,000 of flood insurance, it took us 7 years to rebuild our home. FEMA failed to pay us and other Sandy victims an honest claim in the aftermath of the storm. We need a resilient flood insurance program with integrity and affordability. Senator Menendez's bipartisan NFIP REACT can accomplish this. This bill eliminates fraud, waste, and abuse in the program, which is more effective strategy than raising premiums to offset costs. We learned from Sandy that without adequate protections, both the program and policyholders will be taken advantage of by unethical insurers, engineers, and defense attorneys. NFIP allows penalties for insurance companies that lowball claims, adds an independent appeals process, and allows FEMA to eject vendors who have exhibited detrimental conduct, such as the Nielsen Law Firm and U.S. Forensics Engineering, who were embroiled in the Sandy engineering fraud scandal. These companies are still earning millions of dollars to the NFIP program, even after a federal judge in Superstorm Sandy levied a fine for evidence of widespread fraud and covering up faked documents to cheat policyholders. The founder of U.S. Forensics, Gary Bell, has been linked in the public record to acts of defrauding homeowners all the way back to Hurricane Katrina. His company does this, and he has bragged to a reporter that more homeowners are forced to litigate for benefits, the more his company makes. NFIP lawyer Gerald Nielsen, whose law firm covered up instances of fraud, boasted he would bill $100 million to defend this conduct. Nearly $500 million was wrongfully denied to policyholders by companies diverting funds from victims and destroying lives to line their pockets. The head of claims of the largest flood insurer in the NFIP pled the Fifth Amendment when asked if his company participated in defrauding policyholders. CBS, 60 Minutes, and PBS Frontline reported on this scandal and questioned why these companies are still being paid today by the NFIP. This bill provides the mechanism to protect policyholders from such bad actors. NFIP Re provides savings by eliminating the fraud, waste, and abuse that has put the program deep in debt and ruined disaster victims' lives. Affordability and higher participation rates are critical to the NFIP's success. Rising premiums force people to drop coverage. Risk rating 2.0 is already creating problems. Next month, my flood premium will go up 14%, despite the fact that I rebuilt my house 10 feet in the air. Most policyholders will see their premiums increase by 18% this year, and many will increase by a compounding 18% year after year. FEMA's own study predicts that 20% of NFIP policyholders will drop coverage over the next 10 years. You cannot force working-class Americans to choose between flood insurance premiums and putting food on the table. We should not be pricing people out of their communities. Mitigation is another essential element of reauthorization that is addressed in the Act. A Wharton study shows that every dollar spent on mitigation saves $6 in restoration. We have to be proactive and make cost-saving investments in protecting our communities from disaster. In closing, the NFIP REACT would have made a huge difference for us after a flood destroyed our home. This is not just a New Jersey problem. I have been active in disaster zones all over the country, including Hurricanes Florence and Dorian in North Carolina, as well as Laura and Ida in Louisiana. I am regularly face-to-face with disaster victims, and it breaks my heart to know so intimately what the next years of their lives will look like. NFIP React will not only save these victims years of struggle, but will also provide big savings to the NFIP as a national safety net that supports both resilient communities and consumer confidence. Thank you.